Hey everyone, Ellie here again, and yeah, what a great performance yesterday with Tottenham winning 4-1 over Aston Villa. I was pretty depressed by about half time watching that game. I hate the way that Villa play in a very compacted way where we were unable to seemingly get any space, especially in the first half. Maybe a few eyebrows raised by Ange leaving James Madison on the bench, starting off the game. And certainly I felt it was very uneven watching at halftime, thinking, man, is it going to be another painful, awful result in the Premier League? But after some more strategic substitutions, I thought it actually ended pretty well. And so I think even though Son provided a very nice cross for the first goal for our equaliser, certainly after removing Son and giving Sarr a little bit more of a role, I thought that opened things up, and then they seemed unable to be able to deal with us. So I thought that was very interesting. And I wanted to go back and say something about actually had the comment from Colin. Colin had like a huge comment on the last one of my videos. I'm going to try and find it here. Let me see if I can find it without actually starting the video, because so Colin is always very opinionated. I appreciate you, Colin, but this is what you commented on the previous video that I had after Timo scored his goal. So Colin says, I purposely delayed responding, particularly to the Timo situation, until after the Villa game, particularly because Ange said Sonny is likely to start in an all-round stronger 11. Yes, as a team performance and the way that we reacted to yet another poorly defended corner, as far as that left-hand flank is concerned, we came back and ran the match superbly. But Sonny himself underperformed by his own standards, and despite looking incredibly peed off after being subbed, Ange was proved to have done the right thing with Richie, grabbing an assist before doing what looked like a hamstring soon after. Richie and Timo are very much in the same boat as far as the moaning contingent of Spurs fans are concerned, along with a whole bunch of players from seasons past. Total silence when something positive comes of their involvement, but sentences galore about their every mistake. I personally didn't think that Richie did that well today for his short-lived appearance, and you could see that he wasn't happy with himself too. But the few seconds that he took for that assist to reach Solanke and end up in the net is all that matters, really. I agree with Ian, who's another of our commentators, that neither are proving good enough overall, but as he has intimated, at least acknowledge positive contributions as opposed to conveniently ignoring them. Everybody who pulls a shirt on deserves fans' backing, with the exception of Ndombele, of course. Of course, the better performing players are going to get the bigger and more plentiful cheers from the terraces, but kicking guys when they're down isn't likely to do the trick. Footy is played in players' heads for many minutes off the pitch than it is on the pitch, I'm sure. I'm sure that a lot of them would benefit from having no social media accounts also. So thank you very well, Colin. About criticising players and then not complimenting them, I did compliment Timo, actually, but I still stand by the fact that I think that he could still do with some positive reinforcement. And I'm going to get laughed at, but I honestly think that using hypnosis as a kind of affirmation is actually a good way forward, and actually could help you in lots of other aspects of mental health as well. So I see what you're saying, but I'm not the only one who's criticizing Timo. But you've got to admit that his contribution hasn't been good until maybe he scored this goal. Maybe he's on a turnaround. But even after he scored that goal, he had about 4 chances in that game that he could have taken, and he didn't. So I think it's fair to point those things out. And all I'm doing is pointing those things out. But I love the debate, Colin. Thank you very much. I really appreciate, and I always like talking to you. So not taking that personally. About Dominic Solanke, I think he scored a brace. Well, no, I didn't think he scored a brace. He did score a brace the other day, and I was really pleased for him. So I don't know him very well, but he also seems to be like a very nice young man who's enjoying his football, and maybe he's not scoring in every game. Maybe but he does contribute and he does work. And I saw him, getting pushed a lot and things like that. I'm pretty sure he can defend himself. Someone who probably needs to defend himself more is perhaps Vicario, and he got pushed around a lot, and I didn't like that. I hate that. Bullying the goalkeeper during a set piece. And I agree with you. It was another poorly defended corner. And so I don't like that either. About James Madison's amazing goal. Well, so he may not have been happy about not being selected in the starting lineup, but when he came on, he certainly made a name for himself, and I'm very happy for him that he was able to celebrate with another darts celebration, and from a free kick goal that wouldn't have disgraced anybody like David Beckham or anything. That was pretty amazing. That was Ericsson-esque, I would say. So good for him, and I'm glad that he's helped us get back to winning ways. So yes, I love the debate. I just wanted to say there's one thing. The book on Ange Postecoglou, there is a second book, and I've just received that one. It's called Angeball, and it's actually written by a different author. I believe this author is actually Australian. So we may get some better writing in here. Certainly hope that we don't get any really lame cultural stereotypes, as in the first book, which was written by a non-Australian. And so I'm very much I haven't started it yet. I'm very much looking forward to diving into that book, and I'm going to give you my review of that when I've finished that. But anyway, yeah, Tottenham back to winning ways. I think a few more. I think one of the comments I think I received, I think it was from Joseph, and Joseph is another person in our text group, and he said it sort of looks like Spurs are going to be fourth this time next week. Is that a foolish thing to think? And I don't think it's foolish to imagine or project what the table might look like if this person and that person fails to score, or this person or that person gets a draw, and then we win. But the danger of doing that is that you look at the potential amount of possibilities in almost a very positive way. And then when it doesn't go the way that you predicted, you are crushingly defeated. And I think that's probably a dangerous thing to do. It's like when I was looking at the top 5 list of goal scorers, I believe that Son is our 5th highest goal scorer of all time. And it's like looking at the list saying, oh, in another 14 more goals, I think Son would become our 4th highest goal scorer of all time. But how is he going to actually get 14 more goals in this season? Could he do it? Potentially. But wouldn't he have to play like 2 games a week and then get at least one goal every 2 games or something like that? And with only appearing 55 minutes or 50 minutes or 60 minutes, does he really have enough time to get that goal? So I think you shouldn't look at the table and then try to project where Tottenham is. Based on this statistic and this number of games left, we could be in 4th. Or with this number of people in the Europa League and this person facing this person and those 2 teams taking points off each other, we could be in the top final 8. I think it's a little bit dangerous to do that. So I wouldn't do that. Just take every game as it comes and don't look further on down the road, because when you do that, you're going to set yourself up for failure. So with that, it was great to see everybody and good commenting on everything. I do appreciate all your comments, even when our opinions don't always collide, but that's okay. And we look forward to the next game.